One of my favorite politicians of all times, Winston Churchill, once said, never, never give up. So I want to talk to you a little bit about my Usborne journey and the two times where this saying really came to light. Probably 5 years ago, I'm going to guess about 2011, we had recently moved, and I just felt like my heart just wasn't into it. It wasn't where it needed to be, and I was overwhelmed. And I called my sister, who's my upline, and I just told her, I said, you know what? I think I'm just going to step back. I'm going to just be a consultant, maybe. But I just decided to give up being a leader. It wasn't worth the work, and we didn't really work that much back then, I'll be honest. I had like 3 people on my team. But I just done with Usborne. And I distinctly remember the day that I was sitting here in this very bed, which is why I'm sitting here right now, and my cell phone rang, and I saw the number, and I picked it up, and I heard a voice say to me, Alyssa Truman, why are you on probation? And it was Randall White. And I just started bawling. I just started crying and crying and crying. Because bottom line, what company has a CEO that cares enough to call you, knows your name, and is like, dude, what's wrong? We sat there and we probably talked for a good 45 minutes that day. I remember talking about everything from politics to the company to sports. I was trying to understand the whole obsession with college football because I had moved down south. And I promised him when I got off that call that I was going to turn my business around. I was going to get off of probation, and I was going to come to convention, and I was going to show him that when you put your mind to something, you can do it. So sure enough, I got busy, I made a game plan, and I decided I was not going to give up. If someone believed in me, I needed to believe in myself. And sure enough, I came to convention that year, and it was really amazing because I was a team leader again, and Randall talked about me, and he called me the poster child for random calls, and that's still his nickname for me. I'm the poster child, and that call changed my life. Fast forward to 2 years. I was at convention 1 year, and so about 3 years ago, and I remember distinctly I had come to convention to say goodbye. Yes, I know. I just joined again for Randall, but whatever. Okay. So I needed to get a full-time job because my family needed the money. We needed somebody to have health benefits. And I was being given the awesome opportunity of being a college recruiter. And that was super exciting. And I remember coming to convention, saying all my goodbyes, kind of a thing. But on my way home, I also got this really strange feeling that I wasn't going to get the job. Even though I knew the vice presidents and the president and they all were kind of excited, I just had this weird feeling. And so I said, okay, I'm going to give you 1 year, God, and I'm going to give it everything I have. And you're going to have, if I don't get this job, you're going to have to prove to me that this is what you want me to keep doing. So sure enough, I get a call that week and I didn't get the job. And I was I told my husband, I said, this is what I said, so I've got to do it. Got to give it 1 year. And he's like, well, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know. I just got to see that my work has gotten better. I have to feel like I've progressed. Up to that point, I'd been with the company for 7 years, didn't have a leader, didn't have anything. And so I decided that I was going to focus on booking. And I spent a solid month booking my fall calendar. I mean, I booked like crazy, like a madwoman. But nothing really, had some kind of parties kind of going on. But not until really I think it was October-ish. This is in August, and everyone was booking out into October, and I was it was totally a God thing. It was exactly how it was supposed to be because the very first week in September, I recruited April Starkey, and that week she recruited Joy Jewell and Marissa Glaviano and Jessica Chesler and Catherine Perdomo and all these girls, and all of a sudden, this little team of me and 3 others exploded. I mean, just whoa. And I couldn't keep up. I remember answering texts at 6 a.m. and at 11 p.m. and I just couldn't believe it. And all of a sudden my little team of like 4 or 5 people became a team of over 200. And it just blew my mind. And I was so glad that I had booked all those things ahead of time, and nothing had been in September, which was great because I was doing kickoff party after kickoff party after kickoff party. And this was in the days when Facebook parties were like brand new. So at the end of the year, I had made a decision at that convention before that there was one thing I wanted to work towards, and that one thing was the Achievement Award. I wanted to have the most turned around business, and I wanted to show Randall once again that he believed in me for a good reason. So at convention that next year, I came back and I was an executive leader. I got the Achievement Award, and I just remember like my husband, as I came home and him and I talking that night after I got back from convention, and telling him that I'm so glad that I never gave up, that I pushed through all the hard stuff, and that I had just made a plan and I had just given it. And honestly, my idea of like a big change would have been having like one leader, and I ended up with like, I think it was like 8 or 9 leaders under me by the time that year had rolled around. So I just want to encourage you, never give up. You have no idea. One, there are people who believe in you, just like Randall believed in me, Beth York believed in me. There are people, if you give up, that will never find this business. And I know April Starkey would have hated if I had given up, because she might not have been able to afford the adoption she just had. That Joy Jewel might never have been able to have quit her job at the FAA if I had given up. I have changed lives just by sticking it out. And more importantly, I have changed my family's lives. We've been able to put my kids in private school. We've been able to give them music lessons, things that I have never imagined. I have taken my husband on a 7-day trip to Ireland, just the 2 of us, thanks to Usborne. So, why would you give up? There is not really a good reason. The last thing I want to leave you with is that when you give up, you will never know how your story could have ended, and you will regret that for the rest of your life. But when you push forward during the hard parts, and you can look back years from now, it'll help encourage you the next time a rough patch happens. And you'll be able to look back and remember, I got through it once, and people believe in me, and I believe in others, and there is no reason to give up now.